Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all.
Hello, and welcome to BKS1 Radio. It's your girl, Latoya Chanel. And guess what? I'm kind of here by myself, but I'm kind of not here by myself. I'll say I'm by myself in hosting, but you know what? With the family that I have in studio, this isn't even really about hosting. Honestly, it's really just about having some conversations with some great and amazing people. Queen B is stuck doing her duties as a nurse, so you know, you always see her in her nursing gear. She is stuck at the job right now. So shout out to Miss Queen B. We love you. We miss you tonight. She wanted to be here, but she'll be here next week. She has some things that she has to do, and then we'll see her then. In the meantime, in the studio with me today is my family. So I ain't even giving them no introductions. I'm going to clap them up, though, because that's what you do for family. You give them flowers, and you clap them up, and then you, okay. Maybe not, because it's not working. Yeah, thank you. All right. So that's that. There's that. But in the meantime, let me get y'all right here in the shot with me. All right, everybody. So y'all know, I got my family in here. I got Beards and Bald Heads himself. I got Fat Lace. I got Jason in the studio with me tonight. And you all know, I don't want to say the man that we all love to hate, because he's actually a very close friend of mine. And so that I don't hate him, I don't care what he says.
Somebody's got to be the bad guy.
See, and you accept that role, right? So good. Then listen, then we're good. But y'all know y'all love to argue with him. I'll say that, because hate is such a strong word, right? Hey, isn't hate strong? And that's not the spirit that we embody here on this show when we talk about healing. We don't want to talk about hate and healing all in the same message, right? So the fact of the matter is I got my friend Mr. Green, Mr. Yusuf, who is in the studio with us right now. And I thank him for being here, because there are so many other places that he could and probably should be right now. But he is in the studio with us. So listen, we're going to continue on with the series. Jason, you were with us last week because, and it was a great show last week. We touched on a few things last week, which I am going to talk about tonight. I want to start off where we left off last week. So just to give everyone a quick recap, we had Mr. Tashawn, who was in the studio with us. Tashawn, if you don't know him, is the owner of the New York Times, and he is also a photographer, amongst, I'm sure, a bunch of other things. He is the gentleman that created this right here, this beautiful masterpiece right here, the cover shot that was used for Increase magazine. He did the photo shoot for us, and we submitted it to the magazine. And it ended up being a success and looking absolutely amazing. But like I said, that's not all he does. He is the owner of New York Times. And he was here, and he had talked about his experience after being married for 8 years and then in a relationship for 15 years and being, single now and what it's like out here. And I had said something, Yusuf, that I had said to you in one of our conversations. I had said, I think maybe we just all need to get together as Black people, and we need to just ask, what do you want, right? We had this conversation a while back, and I said maybe the answer is maybe we need the Obamas, right? Or maybe we need like the King family, right? To come up with a survey in order to get families together. And maybe it'll start with the question of what is it that you want? And I think people need to be brutally honest in detail with what it is that they want. And so I said that, and I went through all of that with everybody here in studio. B said what she thinks could help. Jason said what he thinks could help. And then Tashawn said, and Trev, who was on the show, our coach Trev said, I think what do you want is a good question, but before we get to what do you want, you need to ask the question, who are you? Right? Because there's so many of us as African Americans who are walking around that don't really know who we are. We know the programming, we know the what we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to do, what things are supposed to look like, but we don't necessarily know who we are individually and as a people, right? So how do you know necessarily what you want if you don't know that part of it? Hey, Aisha, who's watching. So go ahead. I want to start. I want to pick up there because we kind of left off.
I think knowing thyself is a lifelong
Journey?
project.
Okay.
Because we're constantly evolving.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But to Trev's point, I think he may be just talking about core values.
Core
right?
values.
Who are you at your core? What has your society framed you to be?
Mm-hmm.
And I think our society is just too multifaceted to have a standard at this point.
Well, even if it's not what society wants you to be, hey, Deej, even if it's not what society wants you to be, what do you want to be?
No. Let me correct you a little bit.
Okay.
Forget about what society wants you to be. What does society frame you to be?
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
A little different.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, what do you want to be? Whatever. But it's so many beings to be. You know?
Mm-hmm.
How do we have a role model if there's so many things to be?
So, okay, so then I would just want to ask y'all the question then. In terms of, keep it in context of love, of black love, who are you?
I'm the motherfucking man. No. Don't nobody love like me. Who
are you?
With love.
And I know that's a broad question.
You want us to answer the question?
Yes,
it's not a rhetorical question.
Let's try
Jason,
to.
Are you answering the question?
I'm a person who I love giving love.
Okay, in the terms of love,
you
are a giver.
I'm a giver. I give
that is
love.
who you are. You are a giver when it comes to love.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I receive love as well.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely
Right.
do. But I like matching the energy.
Mm-hmm.
I like matching the energy. If I'm being respected, if I'm getting gifts, I want to give gifts back. If I like physical, what do you call it, affection, I'm touchy feely.
Yeah.
I know y'all might not think that, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm that type of person too. So I'm like, I like matching energies. That's the type of person I am, and reciprocating the love that I receive. That's me. And if I ain't getting it, then I'm out.
You said.
Talk about me.
Yusuf, go ahead.
What's the question? I just want to make sure I'm answering.
Who are you?
Who am I?
In the context of love, in the context of relationships, in the context of, black love, who are you?
I'm a black man.
Okay.
A leader.
Okay.
A visionary.
Okay.
A reciprocator of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is a thing.
Oh, I'm coming back to that.
But also, I don't mind leading with energy or creating energy or inspiring good energy.
Okay.
I'm a familyist. I love the family. Without family, what are we?
Familyist. Is that a term?
I made that up.
Oh, I love that.
You got a point for that one.
Can we put that on the shirt?
Yeah, you get
Can
a
we put
point
that
for
on the shirt?
Yeah, we're gonna trademark that tomorrow. So don't try to
Right. I want to put that on there.
trademark
I'm a
that tomorrow.
familyist.
But yeah, I'm a
Okay.
black familyist. I believe in the black family.
A black familyist.
Yeah, that's the nucleus of the community.
Yes.
That's what I promote. That's what I'm about.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. With a
like
concentration in black masculinity. Yeah.
Those degrees. I like
No, but
Yes,
all of
indeed.
that is loaded. All of that is loaded.
The black man is the foundation.
Okay.
If he's weak, then the family is weak.
Word.
Right?
If he is weak, then the family is weak.
That's right. So it's imperative that we make sure as a family we pour and build into the boys to build them into grown, strong men, so that they can be strong foundations of families and communities. That's what we must do.
Okay.
We've neglected that duty. We have neglected that duty.
Okay.
Because it takes a family to do that, not just a man to do that. It takes a family, a community to do that. It takes a village to raise one child.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we fail.
Mm-hmm. I want to come back to all of your points.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back to something that you both said, matching energies. Matching energies. We know the times that we're in the state that we're in right now as a people, as black men, as black women, everybody trying to get together, trying to be in love. When it comes to matching energies, do you feel like maybe we're all doing a bit too much of that on the negative side of things?
Well, again, I did want to specify.
No, you did. No, you said. I heard what you said afterwards.
I want to specify. I'm matching good energy. Or
okay.
Bad energy. I'm definitely deflecting that out and walking away from that. We're not doing that.
But my question is, do y'all feel like that's a part of what's happening in our communities?
Absolutely.
That sucks.
Yeah, the mud throwing is like is crazy.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
it is, and I received that type of energy as well. And I've been trying to master the art of ignoring and not matching that energy, because I do receive that as well in life. I'm like, you can stay over there.
Yeah,
cool.
I feel like a part of our breakdown, and I've been saying this for the last, what year is this? This is 2025. I feel like I've been saying this since at least a minimum of 2004, 2005, the last 20 some odd years. I feel like part of our breakdown is just to make it plain, too many men acting like women, too many women acting like men.
Word.
Right? And I feel like
that's the
is
job of the devil. He didn't confuse us.
Right. And I feel like, that is the matching energy part, right? It's, he feels like he can do this, so let me get my stuff together and I could do this and I could do it better than him and and then on the other side, you have too many men that are like, she want to be emotional about this and that, I could be emotional about this and that too. And it's like I feel like we are in a 2 to 3 decades now of a role reversal. And I feel like
you said how many decades?
At least 3.
5.
We're at 5. Okay.
5.
Okay. I'll give you 5. I said at least 3 of a role reversal, and I feel like a lot of that is matching energy, and it's sad because, as you mentioned. And you're right. It takes a community and it takes a village to help raise everybody, right? Our young men who are going to be the foundation for families, and our young ladies who are going to be the nurturers and the caregivers in the family. But when you are watching the older generation doing the opposite of what they're supposed to be doing, and then expect the next generation to come along better than we did, it's almost like that's an...
May I say something?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the matching of energies is a manifestation of these people, these young adults, these young people not learning their role in society and in the family. Right? For example, in ancient peoples, you often had a rites of passage program where the girls learn their roles and the boys learn their role. Right? We've gotten away from that. So now the boys are being taught they need to be more emotional and more like girls and da-da-da. And then the girls are being taught you need to be more like boys. So now the manifestation of that is I'm gonna match your energy, da-da-da. And we're not understanding that we're supposed to have an understanding of our masculine and energy and masculine and feminine energies within, but it's supposed to manifest as a certain way.
Everybody has
gender,
a place.
Right? Everybody has a place.
Everybody has a place.
So now you're looking at a boy emoting
what
more
his mother
in the feminine,
did.
right? More in the feminine energy.
And
a girl emoting or acting more in the masculine energy. It's a manifestation of the wrong tutelage.
And it's crazy because like you said, in our past, in our history, you had those ceremonies where the young girl learned to do this because this was a part of being a woman and being this is the role you play as a part of the village, and and the same thing with young men, and we've been seeing that in movies and different things, and then in even in the African American culture, you still had Jack and Jills, right?
Absolutely.
You still had Jack and Jills that still promoted that same way of.
It was a form of rite of passage.
Right.
It was a form
right.
of it,
with
yes.
with the ceremony and the graduation, and now that you are in this space, you're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that. And although the Jack and Jills are still around, unfortunately, it was for the more well-to-do folks in the African American
I used to love their parties. I was just talking to John the other day, Campbell. I'm like, you ever been to the Copa? Shout out to all my Jack and Jill people. I had a nice set of friends who was Jack and Jill people and some good folks. Some good folks.
That's that upper echelon folks.
But
right
but
there.
but
they had
but
some
why?
fly parties.
But why? Why did we leave the rites of passage, as you mentioned, to the upper echelon folks when we know that everyone needs it?
Well, I think this is an effect of far left politics dominating, with the liberalism coming in, and everybody should feel the same way, and we're all equal, and there should be no gender roles or anything like that. That's what eroded that. Right, because we're equal. We do the same thing.
But that's new, right?
No, that's not new. That's what I'm trying to tell you. No, that's not new.
It took a while to get here, but now it's here. It's corny.
Look, you can't change environment overnight. It's a subtle change that has to be. It's like a drip, a constant drip on a stone. Eventually, the stone will break. Right? It's not a hammer. It's a drip, and those far left liberal politics have been a drip on the American society, and more specifically the black community. And the black community shows the effects of that more than anybody in any situation. We're the canaries in the coal mine. Whatever is affecting America, it will manifest and show itself in black people first and worse.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
So this is why we're so fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows and manifests in us worse, right? But this has been happening over the last 50 years.
Do you think it is because we separated as a people? Like you said, it was like you mentioned upper echelon and the more well-to-do folks.
Well, we always had the boule and the bourgeois, right? But even within the proletariat and the boule bourgeois, you had a sense of womanhood and manhood. Always, no matter what your socioeconomical status is. But again,
until recently,
again, the past 50 years.
What year is this?
This is 2025.
I don't know. I'm trying to do the math. I'm like, hold up.
So since the early 70s.
75, you saying?
I'm saying 50 years, just a blanket, but it's been 50 plus. Since civil rights, we have begun to erode. Period.
You think so?
Absolutely. We saw Gen Xers, the late Gen Xers.
We the Gen Xers.
Yeah, we late though. We on the cusp of millennials and Gen Xers, but
these words be killing me.
Yeah, I know.
Right,
but check it though. So like my older brothers and sisters, right? I was grateful to grow up underneath them and in the time because I saw that sense of community. We saw it. We remember the day you go next door and get some sugar.
We talked about that.
You can't do that today.
You better not.
All right. So
you won't be judged.
We saw the last of that in the early 80s, mid 80s.
Straight up.
So it had to start way before then. Again, I said it's a drip, not a hammer. So again, when you look at civil rights and then the effects of civil rights and how before civil rights, we were married at 75+% in the black community. After civil rights and modern day, 25%. An erosion. We got to ask ourselves, what happened?
What happened?
What politics shaped society to bring us to where we are? We got to ask that question, and we don't. We just go along to get along. Whatever they say, we play.
Khadijah said, social media plays a big part in bad energy exchange between men and women. And then she said, since the pandemic and podcast, which is why we strive to be different here on this one, Khadijah.
Khadijah, you know I love you, but I think, this has been happening before social media. It's just social media brings it to our face every day.
Exactly.
If you can go back to there was a documentary based in Newark, New Jersey called The Decline of the Black Family or something like that. In 1985, women very young women, girls, were talking about they don't need a man. It's in 85. You can go further back in the mid to late 70s. Another documentary, you had I forget the name of it. I could sing it to you later, but another male and female, black male and female going back and forth talking about the genderism and all that type of thing. You know, this ain't nothing new. Like I'm saying, this goes back 50 plus years.
A lot of them don't need the man. They got the man. They got the government holding it down. So then you don't need it. They could do whatever they need to have provided. Not all women, of course. So we didn't put that blanket statement out there.
You shouldn't have to. We are intelligent people. We should
not. It's somebody's sensitive.
I know, but I can't stand it.
You do have to say it.
Look, I know. I hate to get bogged down in this real quick, but I gotta. I can't stand the fact that we have to throw out these stupid statements to say not everybody. We know it's not everybody.
But no,
it's
somebody
never 100% everybody.
You're right, but it's somebody who's corny watching.
No, yeah, we do, but
you do.
The fact that we do have to say it annoys the F out of me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But you know why you know you have to say it, because there are people that think in totality.
True.
You are not one of the people that think in totality, but there are people that think in totality, and they're going to think that you also think in totality too.
And you know what? I do like Sister Tubman do. Bring the shotgun for them ninjas and leave them on the floor. Amen? They not worthy of coming with us if you thinking that way. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But go ahead, Jason.
I forgot what I was saying.
I'm sorry, man. I derailed.
It ain't enough holding hands out here. Y'all need to start holding hands. Y'all need to start going on some dates, man. You were saying
with women.
Yeah, some of them, they don't need men because they got the man. They got the government that's holding them down, some of them. So it's like, yo, why do I need another provider when the government provides?
And when did that start, Jason?
You remember that year?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
that year, the civil rights.
Right.
And all. So that's what I'm saying.
Here
so what
we
he's
go.
saying. So now,
do you really think that black women did not want black men around?
No.
I'm not saying that. See,
I'm asking the question.
No, of course they always want the black.
They want it.
They want that.
Yeah, but it's some that feel like they don't need.
First of all,
specifying that.
Let's not get it twisted.
Wait. So let's focus on the word need.
Yes.
I want to focus on the word need, not want.
Well, I disagree. We all need each other because we're interdependent. We are made to be communal, right? We are made to depend on one another. Now, in a modern society, it feels like we need each other less. Yes, correct. But in the grand scheme of all things, we need each other because our first duty is to procreate. Right? So we need each other. Right? And you can't make another you without me, and I can't make another me without you. Yeah, you can live without procreation, yes, but are you fulfilling your duty?
We're talking about
a lot cheaper.
As a
lot cheaper.
as a people, right?
Right.
In speaking in the context of furthering as a people and furthering a generation, then there is a need for one another, right?
Well, let me say this. I hate to be an asshole. Please don't.
You do
take this right, but Dr. Amos Wilson, one of my mentors. He's an ancestor now. He often talked about us as a people understanding that we need to be operating under the mindset that we are in war, right? We are at war, in war all the time. Even though we're comfortable, we have these luxuries and these superfluities of life. We are at war because
always, as in this country, we were always war.
Right. And are you in this country? Are we still in this country? So we're at war, right? So we should never forget that we're at war. And it should behoove us to always act in our own best interest. If it doesn't serve us, we shouldn't act on it. If it serves somebody else, we should not. And again, we aren't doing that, right? We get lost in the sauce. I pull myself by my bootstraps. I do what I want. That's all about me. YOLO. And now you are an individual fighting against a whole team. Because when you look at downtown Plainfield, that's a team.
Yeah, it is.
Right? You can't bring your individualistic ass down there and think you're going to move something. Right? This is my point. We need to start moving as a team. And we're not doing that. Everybody else is doing this. Everybody else.
But
everybody else pulling each other in. Advancing each other, pushing each other up. We the only ones. Shit, I got it out the mud.
But
Nigga,
that's been the conversation that we've been having here on the show for some time now. It's not about what you have as an individual or what you have amassed on your own. It's about community. And that's
check this out. What is the nucleus of community?
What is the nucleus of community?
Family.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And what's the nucleus of the family? The man and woman.
Of course.
And we are having problems with the man and woman interacting and getting along and producing.
But this is what I said to you years ago, that there were so many people that were talking about blackonomics. And I'm like, you can't have blackonomics if you can't get the man and the woman.
If you don't have
together.
no family, you don't have no blackonomics.
Right.
If you don't have man and woman together, there is no generational wealth because you ain't producing generations.
There's nothing.
So again, we up here playing
and you know
checkers.
what? And everybody else is playing chess. And the fact of the matter is that I tried to have one of our financial advisors to come on the show today, because what's the gentleman that Yusef we had watched a couple weeks back who was talking about?
I watch a lot of gentlemen.
Terrible.
Who was talking about the statistics of black marriages and marriage being a cheat
you talking
code to
about
wealth?
brother Medium Man? His name is Medium Man.
Medium?
And
No. The doctor.
Oh, Dr. Frazier.
Yes.
George C. Frazier, I think his
Dr.
name
George
is.
C. Frazier, yes. So I had pulled that clip, and I wanted to have a financial analyst on the show to talk about marriage being the cheat code to wealth.
Well, you don't need a financial advisor to say that.
No. I wanted to break down all of the statistics for everyone on the show here. Not for you.
No, not for me, but
not for you,
saying.
Mr. Green.
Not for me, but
for everyone else.
How could you not
see it? See, that's the thing. But you can't say, how could you not see it, when clearly our brothers and sisters are not seeing.
But they see it every day. Donald Trump is what?
An asshole.
But he's what?
A white asshole.
Well, and what else?
And he's orange.
What else?
Ignorant.
Married.
Oh, it's like ignorant. Right?
He's married, and he has his children involved in the business.
Yes.
All right.
Nepotism.
Like his father involved him in the business.
Absolutely.
Right. So again, we see all these families pulling their family members in. The Bushes, the Clintons. I don't give a fuck who you look at. Okay, except for the Obamas, they're not doing it. I wonder why. Okay.
Don't talk about my Uncle Ben.
I'm saying,
well,
look.
how do we know? Maybe theirs is just not as prominent.
Listen. Yes, they did. Obama. Well, you're not on the mic. It's not going to make sense to the. To the audience, Obama comes from wealth. Obama went to a private school as a youngster. His grandmother was a banker. His mother was married to his father, divorced the father, they got divorced. Then she married a multimillionaire out of the Philippines. Okay? Obama, when his grandmother died, he got inherited, like, I want to say $500,000 or something. How many of y'all inherited $500,000?
Not me.
How many of y'all went to private school?
Not me.
All right? So Obama comes from money. It may not be Trump money or Bush money, but my point is his everyday reality was nowhere near ours. So again, that's the tangent. Where we at? My point is family, right? My point is family, right? All of these people know that family is the nucleus to wealth building. And if you look at all the billionaires, they all have wives.
Well, I'm glad you're saying this, because I don't have.
Name one who did not have a wife or children. Damn, we can't count Oprah. We can't because Oprah is an anomaly.
But that's not a.
But if you look at most families, okay, you're right. You're right.
That's not a great example.
That's an anomaly.
Oprah's not a great example.
But again, if you look at most billionaires, successful people, they have families. They have wives because they understand.
And I'm glad that you're saying that.
What about Mike and Juanita?
They got a family.
They do.
They got the F ups. My man snorting coke on the beach. What's his name? This is Marcus.
They got divorced. Like it happened.
Yeah, but they had a family though.
They did have a family. They did.
But this okay, and I'm glad that both of y'all are saying this because we preach that on the show. We preach that all the time, how other races of people recognize that your wealth is in your family. Your wealth is not in the individual, what you can amass. Your wealth is in family, and every other race of people knows that except for us. And we need to get to why we don't know that, right? And so I'm glad that you all are saying this, and it's not me preaching it as we always do, right? So my question is, because Jason then mentioned how they got divorced. Are our men in our generation so afraid of divorce that that's why we're not getting married at 40 and 50 years old?
Well, again, you gotta also understand. Like I always told you, we Gen X was the first generation to be taught feminism and live your. Hold on, Jessica. We can't. I'm not counting. Hey, Muhammad. Oprah as an example only because we were trying to talk about how wealth comes from families, and Oprah is not she's not that. She literally is a self-made individual, and so she just didn't fit the model of what we were trying to say. So that's why we were saying not to count Oprah. What you say, Jeff? But again, she's still a minority, though. I'm talking about in the context, Oprah is still a minority. In the context, but the majority of which they have families. Right. In the context of this particular conversation, talking about wealthy men, most wealthy men are not wealthy without families. You are correct, Jeff. You are correct. God damn it, he's a fucking lawyer.
And now a lot of our wealthy men are getting caught up with them basketball wives and all that. Well, we only got so many wealthy men out here, and they getting wealth but from so many means.
So that's my question. So my question is, because I don't want to talk about. We always talk about what we need to impart into the youth. We know what needs to happen with them. I want to talk about us. I want to talk about.
There's no helping us. I keep telling you, we're done.
We're done.
We're cooked. We're doomed. There's no bringing us back, okay? There's no rising of the phoenix, okay? Those who are dead are going to stay dead. You're not going to bring them back. Those who are alive, we must pour into the youth, and that's it. LaToya, I know you want this beautiful dream of resuscitating the almost dead and all that. But
you are not going to sit here and tell the people that watch this show that that's it for you. There is no help. There's
help. There's always help.
No, there is no hope. There is no hope.
The hope is in teaching the youth.
No. Your hope. No. Because we still may have 30 to 40 years left where there needs to be hope. We have maybe 30 years left.
Ma'am, we got 20 good years left.
No. I didn't say good years. I didn't say good years because I agree with you.
30.
I agree with you on the 20 good ones.
Good.
But even without the good ones, and I'm going to put this in particular to y'all, even without the good ones, if y'all end up in nursing homes, you better have a wife.
Well,
you better have a wife.
At the rate we're going, it's not going that way.
Because the statistics are that black men in nursing homes, people do not visit y'all even when y'all have children.
Right.
So the statistics are black men in nursing homes, the only person that's going to come to you is your wife. So yes, for the 20 good years left, but if we do have 30 to 40 good ones left, you better have a wife or else you out there on your own.
Again, and that's just the marriage rate is 25%. It's more than likely we won't have one.
But that's up to y'all.
Kiss your ass goodbye.
Hold up, Ghost. That's too many.
What'd he say?
Why is the married man in the nursing home, but the wife not there with him, or he isn't with her?
No, I said if you're married and you just so happen to be in a nursing home because you're sick or whatever the case, the statistics of African Americans in nursing homes are if an African American woman is in a nursing home, married or single, she gets visitors on a consistent basis. If you are a black man in a nursing home and you need to be there for whatever reason, not married, but you're single, no one visits you.
That's like Father's Day. You think we get shine on Father's Day? No. Get that motherfucker a piece of cake and tell him to shut the fuck up.
Who gonna give him the piece of cake?
Somebody gonna give him a piece of cake.
That's somebody. Nobody cares when you get
All
older.
I'm saying is it ain't nothing compared to Mother's Day.
No, it's not.
All right,
No.
then. We
No,
know
no,
when we
it's
get
not.
into the nursing home,
No, it's not. It's
that's
over.
it.
Unless you have a wife.
Even if you got a wife, she may not really.
We ain't married. If I'm in a nursing home and we married, nah, we ain't married.
No, that's not true,
He
Jeff.
said I'm getting it in.
That's not true, Jeff. Y'all can't hear everything that Jeff is saying from the other room. But he said if he's married and if he's in a nursing home, then they're not married. Jeff, as a caregiver, that's not true. Sometimes people need to be in a nursing home to survive. So
Again.
yes, you could be married and be there. But that's neither here nor there right now.
Listen.
My point is,
You talking about us.
is 30.
talking about us.
Even if we have a good another 20, right? Years left. You can't sit here and tell everybody that there is no hope for whatever it
I'm
is
sorry,
going on in
everybody.
their
There
life.
is some hope. It's about 5% hope.
5%.
But if I told you had a 5% chance of winning the lottery,
I hate you.
would you really want to play it?
I hate you.
You probably wouldn't.
I hate
you want to think that you got 30%.
So why is
if I told
there,
you 5%, you'd be like, man, I ain't doing
So
that
why is there no hope when? Why is there no hope when everybody is saying they want the same thing?
Because everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die. Amen. Yo, hold up. Shout out to my brother Sin. All right, my brother Sin said everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die. Right? We all want the glory, but we don't want the story.
Are we quoting?
Amen.
Quoting Sid
We
on the show
we
right
quoting
now?
Sin
Shout
on
out
the
to
show.
Sin.
I'm done.
That's deep. That's
Yeah,
deep.
I'm done.
That's
It's
deep.
real. People don't
But
want to do the work, man.
We don't want to do the work.
So for the next 20 years, we just gonna shuffle around in this haze
We've been shuffling
of,
around.
of foolery. We're gonna continue to shuffle around.
Me personally,
in this
I'm not.
haze of
I am
foolery.
not. I'm not shuffling around. I'm just saying.
So how you gonna say ain't no hope for everybody else, but you talking about
I'm a minority.
But I'm gonna do something different.
I'm a minority. I don't really count because we talking about the majority. When you talk about the people, you're talking about what's happening on a grand scale, not what's happening in the minority, in the anomaly. Forget them; they don't really count. You got to see what's going on the grand scale. What is happening to the majority of people?
The
right
majority is why we're having this conversation.
now? Right. So we're not talking about me. We're talking about the majority. Amen.
Mimi said, why Yusef Green?
Why
Why
what?
can't we be fixed?
Because we don't want.
Shalonda said, right.
I just told you because y'all don't want to go. Y'all don't want to die.
And
Y'all want to
then-
go to heaven, but y'all don't want to die.
Khadijah laughed at you saying that we're done. And Jessica said, I disagree. We can be fixed and healed and revived.
Okay, then let's do it. Y'all think it can be done? Let's do it.
This is
Listen,
the start.
let me tell you something. Claude Anderson, right? Dr. Claude Anderson.
Claude.
Dr. Claude Anderson has been telling the black community since the mid to early 90s, you black people are on the cusp of becoming a permanent underclass. If you do not, right now in 1993, 4 or 5, get yourselves together, start moving as a community, and start really moving economically together, you're gonna be locked into a permanent underclass. That was over 30 years ago.
And here we are.
And we still doing the same shit.
And here we are.
We still doing the same thing.
But we are locked in to a permanent underclass.
Again, he said that in 93, right?
So you're saying for those 30 years, our next 30 years,
In them 30 years, we ain't do nothing.
We do.
Right? We are projected to be projected to be at either
because
zero.
we're not getting married.
What about Beyonce and Jay-Z?
Forget
That's
about
because
that.
we're not getting
They
married.
married.
Anomalies. It don't matter. They don't matter.
How they not gonna matter?
They are anomalies. They're on the single percentile. They don't matter.
It's because we are not getting
What
married.
is the majority?
But they got married.
What is the
That's what
majority?
What
of,
about the rest of
What
us?
is the
There's
majority
some
of
people that's
doing?
getting married. There's people getting divorced.
Son,
But
hear
They
me
both
out.
happening.
that can't be
Hear
the
me out.
focus.
Look,
right?
again,
It's that
look,
simple.
I'm not gonna go there.
Wait,
Look,
wait. Because I only want to address this now, and that's the reason why I asked the question. In my dating history, and I ain't going to go into, but there are so many people that I have been in contact with through conversations or this, that, or the other that always talked about they don't want to get married because they don't want to get divorced.
It's hard being girlfriend and boyfriend.
I'm sorry. Excuse my language.
It's
I'm
hard
sorry,
being
America.
girlfriend and boyfriend.
I'm sorry.
Wait, go ahead, Jason.
First
Wait,
of all,
wait. Let me get Jason first. Go ahead.
It's hard being girlfriend and boyfriend, let alone married.
First of all,
So they want to do the whole marriage thing. I'm like, can y'all be girlfriend and boyfriend?
First.
the girlfriend and boyfriend is the audition for the marriage.
Yeah. So that might only last a year or two.
So if you can't do the
then
girlfriend
it's a
and boyfriend,
wrap.
you definitely can't do marriage.
Word.
All right. So people expect for you to get married and you turn into something else. No, you were who you said you was when you got here in the first place, right? And most of us have not been prepared to be wives or husbands. We have not been groomed to be such. And that's why we have a lot of failing marriages, because we get married based on the paperwork. Oh, you got a degree, I got a degree. We're going to make this money, da-da-da. And then the money get funny, and then now we got to deal with each
Or
other.
she look good
Or she
today.
look good today and not tomorrow, whatever. And now we got to deal with each other on a core values situation. And we ain't.
Wedding
we ain't-
is over.
And we're not equally yoked.
Never was.
We're not aligned.
Never was.
Never was.
Never
but
was.
we use the superfluities of life,
The
the
super what?
degree, the superfluities of
I
life.
like that one. Get a
Right, the
point for that.
degrees, the
Jason,
job,
don't-
the social status,
Superfluities.
to mask all the other things that we weren't aligned with, right?
Right.
And
So-
now the Most High takes that all away, like He did to Job. Amen.
Okay.
Word.
And now you stuck with who you really are, who she really is, and y'all don't align
At all.
at all.
At all.
This ninja leaves the kitchen dirty every night. Huh?
Shut up, you son.
Huh?
Shut up.
It's
Please
8
shut up.
people in the house. He think it's okay for the kitchen to be dirty in the morning. Huh? Huh?
I agree with you.
She think it's okay to not see fit that the kids is doing right in the house. Right? Like there's so many, right? My point is, a lot of us build marriages on weak foundations. Right?
Because marriage is, like you said, a lot of us didn't either didn't have the examples, or had the examples, took something else from it, and now people are getting married. Marriage isn't defined the same for everyone, and even it could be your partner. You can define marriage as one thing, and they define marriage
can I
as
say
another
something?
thing.
I just want to say something. See, that is we get lost in the sauce, because we got all these different definitions for the same thing.
Yeah, that's my point.
That's what?
That is
How
my
do we
point.
have- how do we have 8,000 definitions for the
That
same
is
thing?
my point.
There's got to be a core, substantive definition of what we call marriage
It ain't
and
even,
family.
It ain't even a core of man and woman.
This
Anymore. To your point.
This is my point.
To your point. It's
Like,
everything has got all these subdivisions.
How do we create a standard if we have those standards?
So actually, the core definition of marriage in its onset was simply for the purposes of bringing about different generations.
How do you do that?
Bringing about future
How do you do
generations
that?
through procreation,
How
right?
do you do that?
By getting men and women together
What do they do when they get together?
for sex.
Oh,
okay.
Boning.
So the purpose was to continue your lineage and
Correct.
your wealth.
Indeed.
Love was not introduced into marriage
Later, until later.
much later, right? That was the
You got
core.
married for purpose and duty first.
There was purpose and duty. You got married for purpose and duty first. Love came later. That is one of the reasons why, even in a lot of East Indian cultures, there's so many arranged marriages still, right? That still work to this day. Now,
because they have a core value.
because there's
system.
the core value is lineage and wealth
That's
for
right.
your people.
That's it.
That is your purpose.
First and foremost.
right?
So do we
And
really
they don't
need
care. They don't
marriages?
care about his swag.
Need the
They don't
marriage.
care about how many,
You need to connect
how his sexual
the family.
prowess is.
Okay.
They are getting with him because he is the producer, right? He can produce. He has an expertise in a certain field.
I like producers.
We know you like producers. Not the ones here, but the producers in society. But my point is that these other cultures, they mate based on the production of the male, not based on the swag and the prowess of the male. We are the opposite. Look, you're a minority. You're a minority. Don't you talk right now.
no,
Hold up,
say
wait
it
a minute.
again.
Wait
Say
a
it
minute.
again.
Wait. Listen to
Say
me.
it again. Say it again. Say it again.
Other ethnicities mate based on the productivity of the male.
The productivity.
Correct.
The productivity.
All right. Can you
The
let me? Can I
productivity.
finish the second thing?
Go ahead. Go to your second part.
Our women date based on the sexual prowess of the male.
You don't think productivity is involved in that as
No,
well?
no,
Nah,
because a woman will definitely, if this guy's laying it down right and he ain't got no job, she will buy him McDonald's. Amen. Amen. We know this. Come on.
So what about on the flip side of that, with all the she only want me for my money, and she only want the 1%, and she only all the things that you hear,
that's
in social media. But
what does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
Here's my question. My question is, aren't we supposed to want you for those things?
For what? The productivity?
For the productivity.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. You guys do not want the productivity.
I'm saying that the problem. I'm saying that what we're hearing now is that we do, and that's the problem.
Stop. Listen to me. Prioritization. Our women, unfortunately, prioritize the guy with the swag and the sexual prowess over the guy who is productive. If the guy who's productive is a lame, he's whack, he's square, she's going to bypass him and mess with the guy who has the swag and the prowess.
Some, okay.
No, most. Not all. Most.
But you
like
got
it or not.
swag,
I can agree to
you
disagree.
got swag, though.
Don't matter.
I can agree to
I'm
disagree.
just saying, you're productive. I'm like, this.
Yeah, but
these lames need to get right out here.
But
all y'all lames get right.
Hold on, but hold on.
Don't be a lame
Hear what
out
I'm
here.
saying. Hear what I'm saying. Look,
You're not that. You're the minority.
I'm not, right? But I'm a minority. But what I'm saying is that the majority, right? The majority. We ain't talking about the minority. The majority of women are choosing the swagalicious dudes over the lame. Look.
I'm gonna agree. I will
Right,
respect
look,
your opinion.
The dude. Look, we saw seen it. The dude going to college, graduating, don't get as much
We
stain.
did
No,
right?
because I
So we know
graduated
this.
college.
But we
I don't
did,
have that issue.
Stop.
But
I did.
But we did. But we
That's what I'm
did.
saying.
My point.
But my point is that we did see that then, right? We are talking
same
about
shit
we
now.
are talking about a certain group of people
But we're
right now,
talking-
right?
but-
Wait.
majority of the people
Let
are
me
these certain
finish.
people.
Let me
Go
finish.
ahead.
Let me finish. We are talking about a certain group of people now of a certain age. I am talking about. We started talking about moving forward, 30s, 40s, and 50s, right? And the time period we have left. What we will be able to do with that time period, are we able to, as Jessica said, revive things, right? In the past, I would 100% agree with you. Right now, I don't see too many 47-year-old women picking the man with the swag over the man that's paying the bills.
You out your cotton picking mind.
Over
Listen
the
to
man
me.
that's paying the bills.
You out your cotton picking
I will
mind.
shut
Listen
your
to
mic
me.
off on
Look,
this show.
I wish you could
Ain't
shut it off,
no
but you can't.
47-year-old
Listen to me. Stop. So listen,
She got
listen.
two.
Yo, listen.
She got one to pay the bills and
Listen,
another one.
there
to
you
hold
go.
it down.
Can you cheat?
That's what happened.
But she's not going to choose just the one
Can
with the
you
swag.
teach a dog new tricks? An old dog new tricks? Can you teach an old dog new tricks? No, you can't. You can try, but you ain't gonna succeed.
Can we get to something else, please? Go
No, because we're gonna deal with this right here. We're gonna flesh this out. Listen, again, that older woman she ain't changed her ways.
I don't agree.
Very few do. Let me say that. Very few do. But most of the time, she still look at the older women, our age and older, still on social media, flashing skin.
Yeah. But that don't mean that they don't want a
wait,
productive man.
Wait. Flashing skin, thirst trapping.
I know
right?
Mimi said cut his mic, Toya. Go ahead.
Cut his gig. You see what I'm saying? Look, thirst trapping. Still
Right.
trying to get them young dudes with the swag.
Young dudes?
Look, like it or not.
Who wants a young dude?
Tracy Ellis Ross just said it today. She
said-
wait.
she
Let me
said-
continue what I'm saying because
Go
I brought
ahead,
it up.
'cause I'll
You
tell
ain't
you
bring
what
it up.
she said.
I brought it up. She
Go
said,
ahead, go ahead.
I want the younger dudes because they're less. They have less toxic masculinity. They're more.
said that.
They're
She
more
did.
gender fluid.
Yeah,
What
she
the
said
heck?
that.
What does that mean?
That's what works for her.
She's speaking for y'all.
That's what works for her.
Listen, my point is,
As a woman that's never been married and had no children, that's what works for her.
you know that population
That's
is
what
growing.
works
That
for
population
her.
is growing. We know this.
But that's what works
All right.
for her.
My point is, don't try to make her an anomaly now. because she's a growing population of women.
She is. I agree with you.
All right.
I agree with you. She
so
is
we
a growing
so we cannot ignore that now because that ideology is having a profound effect on the group of women.
And you're right.
Our age.
You're right. I agree with you, right?
All right, go ahead.
However, for all of the people in this room and for all of those who are watching right now,
I love the chat.
The 45 40 and plus women in this group, we are not picking swag over somebody that's paying bills.
No, not the ones on this chat. And
We're not.
Y'all are
We're
the
not.
anomalies. Why you trying to keep overstepping that? Look, we all want to talk about social media.
Hey, Tasha.
Look at social media, and you're going to see the vast majority are picking swag over substance, no matter the age. I don't care.
Men and women, or just the women?
We're talking about the women right now.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's fair.
All
Women,
right.
right? Just women right now. Right now. Okay.
Again, I don't care how you cut it up, how you slice it, whatever. That's what's going on.
Okay.
And that's what I'm telling you. That's the problem. And these older women are influencing the younger women.
So let's talk about the people in this chat, right? So let's talk.
I don't want to talk about the people in the chat.
No.
We are here tonight because we are the anomaly, right?
Okay, well then let's discuss. So then let's discuss, because we have the anomaly that are in romantic spaces that they
are
don't
you and
wanna
I gonna
be
get
in
together?
either. No.
Are we ever going to get together?
No.
All right then. So it's a moot point.
No. The point is
none of us in this chat are going to I'm sorry, not procreate, because we're all
we are past procreation days.
But my point is none of it. Pow pow. None of us in this chat are really going to get together. Let's be honest, yo. Let's be honest.
No matter if we are
Khadijah, are you marrying me?
Khadijah, are you marrying Yusef?
Mimi,
hey,
are we getting married?
Hey, Jessica.
No.
Jessica, I have so much to say.
I got Khadijah.
Jessica, are you getting with Jason? No.
Jessica Teasley or Jessica Muhammad?
Holy shit.
Neither one. Skull, what up, though?
Like, nobody. Look, we're talking about some fantasy stuff.
We're not talking about us getting together. We're talking about us going out into the world.
Yeah.
And we're talking about our romantic lives don't look like what we want them to look like. Let me finish before I shut your mic off. Our romantic lives do not look like what... Be back next week. Do not look like what we want them to look like. So for us, the anomalies, for this group right here, for those that are of sound mind and think alike, that don't want us to be doomed, that want us to have hope in a future, what is it that we are supposed to do? That is what I want us to do, because you know what?
I keep telling you this.
Because you know what? Once we heal, once we start getting together, once we start having the families that we need to have in order to be productive.
We ain't having no families. We done.
Once we can do that in the 20 to 30 good years that we have left, it will trickle down into some of those mass majority areas that we are talking about once more people see that.
Again, I must ask you, are we in this chat?
Khadijah said, I'm available 11 a.m. Friday, which courthouse? So I don't know who's getting married, but the fact of the matter is we getting people together.
Hey, yo, listen. Khadijah always been sharp with
that's my one right there.
That's what I'm saying.
So we can have, if you want your happily ever after.
Yo, Khadijah's Scorpio, right? Khadijah's Scorpio.
No, she's a Gemini like
she's
me.
She's a Gemini?
Yes. Ew.
Y'all keep dating each other. Keep loving each other. Keep holding hands. Keep doing romantic stuff with each other. If you want your happiness, for all the people that's here, work on your happiness. I can't worry about everybody else, black community and all that. I'm just saying what could work for you. Make it work. Do nice stuff for each other.
Yeah, but see,
love each other.
That's still individualistic.
But we got to start with yourself.
I mean, yeah, but we do. But like,
that's it. We got to start. Because, Seth, you're right. If you want to say we doomed, if we think we're going to save the world, save all the love, we're not.
All right, that's all I'm saying.
But for us, how we saying, Toya?
We are the world.
You can work on yourself. You can create your own happiness within your world. And everybody still has a chance. Everybody still has hope. Just do it. Do the work.
So that's what you guys are for, right? Because for the single women that are in the group chat right now, we are trying to figure out. Khadijah said her ring size is a 9, so for mine's is a 6. Anyway, so for everyone who is in the group chat that still wants to be married or remarried or have the family structure that we talked about, right? We are talking to you guys, the opposite sex, to get perspective from you guys as to what it is that we are supposed to do.
Look, let me be clear to the audience. I definitely want my daughters to see me happily wedded, right?
Okay.
I definitely want my daughters to see me being loved upon and loved on and in love with a woman.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I need that. I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's a part
core.
of who you are.
That's a part of who I am.
And that started the show off by asking, who are you?
That's who I am.
That's a part of it. You want to be the example.
I want to be the example.
That's a part of who you are. Okay.
Don't get it twisted. Even though I'm forecasting that it's going to rain, I'm always hoping for a brighter day.
Okay.
Amen?
Yeah, amen.
All right. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, for the folks in this group chat and all of those like them, because there are a number of us. There are a number of us, men and women alike.
Wait. Back to what you said, though.
What I
you
said?
You spoke about the last show and how you want to get us all in a room that we need to be getting with each other, right?
I said a survey. I said a survey.
Is that not?
Go ahead. What's your point?
The survey is right here. We're not getting with each other. No one in this
We're
chat.
not getting with each other, but we need to know what we need to do, because I may not get with you, but I might get with your friend.
Who?
But the point
Y'all are terrible.
my point.
He actually said who?
I know. I'm like, what? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Anyway,
sorry.
My point is the women. I can't do this with y'all today. I can't do this with y'all today. I can't do this with y'all today.
Yo.
The point.
I'm sorry, America. I'm sorry.
The point is, in this group chat, and I want to bring it back to the beginning of the conversation, right? As we talk about community, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is how we used to meet each other, through community. So the group chat and all those that are like the group chat, those that are 40 plus that still want something, how do you go about meeting? No, we all know each other and no, we all ain't doing nothing with each other. But if we create spaces of community, what are the women supposed to do in those spaces of let me finish. In those spaces of community,
I'm going to say,
to meet a man, a good man, a gentleman,
I got the
and
answer.
we can have the husbands, marriages,
I got
and the
the answer.
families that we are still looking for.
Number one, a woman must give some type of mating gesture, right?
This is what we need. Ladies, start over. Go. Ladies, listen.
Ladies, I'm sorry. It is what it is. You're going to have to let this guy know that you're interested. A long stare, drop your goddamn handkerchief or what you call it, the scarf. Do something to let that man know that you are interested.
Slide in his DM.
Slide him a drink. Slide him a drink. Slide in his DM. Tell him good morning. Something. Don't just you look. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
handsome.
Hey handsome. Y'all asked to have this voice. Y'all got it now. Use it. All right. Get out there and tap that man on the shoulder and say, "Hey, I'm interested." All right. Let him know, because also we have been put into a position where we have been made to be cautious with women now, right? Because you could be Me Too at any moment, and we're kind of nervous to that. Consciously and subconsciously. So as a woman, you got to throw out some little hints right there. It is what it is.
Trevor says that.
Don't be scared of rejection. It is what it is. Y'all said y'all was equal, right?
So I'm a phrase it the way Trev did. I hear what you're saying, Yusef.
You don't like the way I'm saying it.
I'm a phrase it the way
like the
Trevor
way I'm
did.
saying it.
What Trevor said is women
Mating
always
signals.
make the first move. Women always make the first move. No, we ain't coming at y'all like, hey, Poppy, do.
It's in a feminine fashion. Yeah.
In a feminine fashion.
Yeah, I ain't saying say what up, my nigga. No.
Would that
Act
work?
like you need help.
Would that work?
Would that work? No, it's not gonna work. Don't do that. Don't do that. Say, hey, ask for help. Hey, ask for help with a chair or something. Hey, can you reach that for me?
Khadijah said, Jason, hey, big head. So I don't know if that's gonna work or not for you.
Yo.
So,
It's the Cavalier class. Khadijah, we here, baby. I used to sit behind Khadijah.
Yo.
I can't do this.
Might have copied a few times,
Listen.
though.
Listen,
Amen.
listen. This is the part that I want to get to because this is who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to the folks of like minds wanting to meet each other.
Ladies,
Okay.
you're going to have to
you
make a move.
said number one. Number
you
one.
gotta make a move.
Make a move. Number one. What's number two?
Number two is make a move. Like, yo, listen, look, the dating scene has changed a little bit, right? Again, we are post Me Too.
What Lance say, Tasha? Go ahead.
What Lance say?
Yeah, what Lance say, Tasha? She said
Lance?
Lance in here bugging. What Lance say, Tasha? Go ahead.
Okay,
Ladies,
all right.
oh, no,
So,
wait,
yeah,
go ahead, go ahead.
ladies, you got to do something. Get this man's attention. Let him know that you're looking at him. Smile at him, right? We had a situation where women felt like it was a problem to smile at a brother. Okay, you don't smile at every brother, but the brother that you do want the attention to, attention from, smile at that brother.
Right.
Say hello, handsome.
Right.
Take him on a date.
Now you're letting him know you're available and you with it. Now he can
You're
put on his uniform.
available and he can approach you.
Correct. Right.
He can
He's
approach
now
you.
been given
Yeah.
permission to approach.
Right. Okay,
Ladies,
that's
you
number
got to
one.
do this.
That's number one.
Look, and also smile, ladies. All of this walking around with the gas face and the screw face, not happening. If you're not looking delightful and warm and inviting, a man is not going to approach you. That's just what it is.
Okay.
If you screw facing all day, looking like you just mad at the world, who the hell wants to approach you?
Okay.
Show them teeth.
Okay, that's number one. Number two.
It's number two. That's
What's
number
that?
two.
Jason, you got a number? What's number two?
I didn't even
That's
know
it.
it was a list.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
nah,
you know
start
what?
off with
Also,
start off with that, okay.
once you're engaged with that man, don't be afraid to show that man some affection, appreciation, respect. We feed off that. Appreciation,
all that.
Inspiration.
Once you're engaging with this man,
I'm not even talking about a relationship.
I want talk to.
I'm
us.
just talking about
hold up.
engaging.
Talk to us like we stupid,
no,
right?
I'm talking to you like
let
you
me
stupid.
talk.
So
Hold up,
now
hold
that
up,
we
Seth,
got
give me one
his
sec.
attention.
Let me talk to y'all like y'all smart, because
Go
y'all
ahead.
are very smart.
Go ahead. We got his attention.
And y'all have a lot of options out here.
What?
Everybody,
They always think they always
yo.
talk
So
to,
I'm talking
Bruh.
to women who I know
you
have
know.
options out here. I ain't say y'all messing with everybody.
Ain't nobody
the
saying
women
nobody
on
doing
this
it.
chat, I'm
Nobody's
say
doing it.
Y'all some intelligent women, y'all some beautiful women, and y'all have options. So
Uh-huh.
pick the one that y'all want, and like how you said earlier, like y'all got options. So so who do y'all really want within those options? That's why I'm like, when y'all asking for this advice, I'm like, are you sure this is for this chat? Because y'all got options
Come
out here.
on. Always got options.
Y'all are some fly women. Y'all got options. It's just,
Yo,
do you want them?
You ever see
It's
that?
not, can you get them?
It was
do you want him?
When
Or
y'all
do
saw-
you want him?
Hold up. When
They got everybody on here. Everybody, they got options.
Absolute.
Now, do y'all just
Boy,
want
I was
that
about to
dude?
slip
That's the
up.
question.
Boy, I
Because they
almost slipped
fronting
up.
over here
Listen
like,
to me.
they fronting.
Listen.
Y'all got options out here. Stop acting like they can't get a guy. They need
They got
advice.
a meme.
No, none of y'all
They got
need
a
no
meme
advice.
with somebody getting hit with
Nobody
all the
on this
glizzies in their
chat need
face.
advice.
That's your inbox. With all the glizzies going, glizzies is the hot dogs, y'all. Glizzies going to the face.
Okay.
Y'all
That's
got
your
options
DMs.
out here.
Okay, so past the options and all of that, right?
No, you can't get past that.
We can't get past out because that we gotta get down to the root. We gotta get down to the root. Why y'all don't want them?
Why you don't want? This goes back to my point.
They are in,
This
they
goes
are
back to
in
my-
your
this goes back
DMs.
to my
Have
point.
another hour?
Oh, that's the
I have
thing.
another
Because
hour?
they're in your DMs.
Wait. No, wait.
Y'all getting good more than beautifuls.
Wait. I can explain to you, and I'll do it in the shows with the women, why we don't want a lot of the options. And go ahead, you can pour. And a lot of the men
Good morning,
that are
America.
sliding in our DMs. I will talk about that. We can talk about that.
Because y'all got them. So while y'all asking for advice, I'm like, why? Y'all got the options. Why don't y'all want those options?
all y'all gotta do is
you
pick.
also know why.
I know.
Also
Personally, I know.
personally
But so that's what I'm saying. Personally,
why we
y'all got
don't choose
options.
some of these, but you personally know why we don't choose some of these options.
Some of them, but what about all of them?
I can go through let me.
See?
That's
That's
just
what
me
I'm
personally.
We not trying to go.
We
there.
listening.
I'm not
We
going
here, we
there. I'm
listening.
not going there. After the show, we'll just go through. You know.
Every woman who's watching this, y'all got options. Y'all got multiple dudes in your DMs.
Khadijah said nobody wants a relationship.
That's false.
Make them.
Make them? How?
I don't know.
Hold up.
These are smart.
No, hold. Let me answer that because recently that's come up, and it was talked about on social media that how do you get black people married more?
Mm-hmm.
And my response was, you have to encourage the women to require marriage before carrying children and sex.
Damn.
A man who really wants a woman is going to do what he got to do to get it. Right? So if the woman requires that man to marry her and to be in a relationship before they get involved in any of this deeper shit, the man is going to arise to the occasion. This is what we do. The man sees the obstacle and he builds himself up to conquer that. Right? If the woman says, look, you got to have a GPA of 4.2 to date me, and that man really wants to date her, he going to get the 4.2.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Word.
Stop me when I'm wrong. Right?
You might be right in somebody's
Look,
situation.
I got a struggle beard, damn near, right? Because
You don't be coming to the show.
Because I don't come to the show. That's number one. I don't come to the show, right? Because women say they like men with beards, right?
So now let my now you like now I
let it grow out.
Beard. Right.
Y'all set the standard to a degree. You say you want a man with a beard. You want to run your fingers through his beard. I want to run my fingers through his beard.
Please stop.
Men grow the beard. This is what we do.
Please stop.
Y'all say y'all want to do late 80s, early 90s though. I want to do with the big car and da 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 da. Every dude ran to the block to get the money to get the car. Am I lying?
So why isn't every dude running to be the Mr. Productive?
Because
that we were talking
women
about
aren't
before?
requiring it. This is my point. Back to my point. Women are settling for the guy with the prowess and the swag. Right? If you can lay it down good and you got the motherfucking swag and the tattoos and the hair and the beard, they're gonna let you smash.
Yeah.
All right then. Right? So forget about the productive dude. The dude that could just smash you without emotional connection. The dude who has...
So what if I said it's the same for us as it is for y'all, right?
What do you mean?
So you and I often have these conversations about BBLs and stuff like that, and you're like, yeah, men will like the BBLs to smash, but they don't want to marry that.
Yeah.
So what if women like the one with the prowess and the swag for those purposes, but maybe that's not what they want to marry?
It's always been that way because...
But maybe that's not what they want to marry.
Wait a minute. Traditional women have always operated that way. They have a lot of traditional women have always smashed the dude who could smash good, right? But they married the dude who was productive. That's why you had mama's baby and papa's maybe, right? Because she definitely had the dude who was smashing good, who was hitting them walls good. She definitely had him on standby. But the dude who was productive, he had priority.
Yeah.
It's just so
but that's who we want. That's who we want.
Let me finish. Every once in a while, you had the dude who was laying it down, right? Had access, right? So it's never no different. The prioritization of the productive male over the swagalicious dude has been twisted. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's this way instead of this way.
Aisha said they can be in your DMs all day and all night. It doesn't mean they're a good guy or compatible to your lifestyle. Yes.
True. But it don't matter. But if he's smashing right, you going to let him in.
No. He's in
Come
your
on,
DMs.
stop.
Ain't nobody talking about smashing. He's just in your DMs.
Aisha.
We talking about options and DMs. We ain't talking about smashing. Okay? And then Khadijah said, once upon a time, now if we make them wait, she said they'll F around with somebody else in the meantime. So.
Now, that goes back to the standard of women, right? Like what y'all got going on in between each other.
And so a lot of us will just be alone while we waiting
like,
on the other.
Hold up. That goes back to the 50 years ago what I keep talking about. The sexual liberation era, right?
Okay.
Around the same time as civil rights. A little after, right? We're women now. We can have abortions. We can we can be as sexual liberal as the men. Right? This is the effects of that.
Y'all available next week?
I don't. Next week is not 4th Tuesday, so I think I'll be available. I'm in trouble like a motherfucker. I'm telling you.
So, but
I'm here.
y'all available next week?
Yeah.
All right, listen.
Do y'all want us back? Do y'all want me back? Like, you know what I mean?
I'll wait and see what they say in the comments, and then we'll decide afterwards. So if everybody wants the,
I thought we had another hour.
We don't. We have to go.
Oh, you souped us up.
Well, we have to go.
I poured a whole nother drink for the next hour.
Oh, no, we got Tasha. Well, Tasha said we need to come to the Boom Boom Room.
Yo, hey yo, listen. America.
Listen.
Yo, the T&L Boom Boom Room is off.
But you
the
know what?
chain.
But you know why it's off the chain? Because they are a married couple that creates space for community. I want to clap them up.
Clap
for
them
that.
up. Yo, the T&L Boom Boom Room is
Okay,
off
they are a
the
married
chain.
couple that creates space for community.
love 'em.
And this is how we used
love
to
'em.
be as a people, and this is what we need more of.
That's that throwback love
Listen,
we used to have right
that's,
there.
That's it right
that
there.
Throwback communalism.
Shout out to my people. Shout out to my people.
T&L
Listen.
Boom Boom Room. Location to be
never be announced. Listen. We have to end tonight's show. We went over. I'm so sorry, Jeff. I was so busy in here. Completely went over. And I know we got other things to do. We got Norm right now who's doing the karaoke right up there at Miller's.
Shit.
So for everybody who needs to get over there, it is time. Make sure you cut off the show and get up there. Thank you to you both. You know y'all are family. You know y'all are family. You know I love y'all. You know we got to continue this conversation because we got to continue. We have to find ways to bridge the gap. We have to find ways to institute some sort of healing with us as a people. And it all starts with a conversation, right?
Indeed.
You can't just assume and you can't just go based off of what you're seeing. You got to have a conversation.
Listen, ladies, we're going to leave off on this note. Do not be afraid to let that man know you're interested. Period.
Ooh,
word.
Done.
Whatever you got to do, let him know that you are available and that you are willing and able to receive his inquiry, right? Let him know. It's okay.
I like that.
On that note, because I'm going to start off on that note next week, because there are so many people that you're not supposed to seem too available. But we'll come back to that next week. Listen. Thank you guys.
Let that man know.
I love all of y'all for watching. I love
He
all
ain't
of
no
y'all
mind reader.
for listening. Everybody in the comments, in the chat, thank you so much. Next week will be our finale with the men. We will have Trev back in studio, Tashawn back in studio, Fat Lace back in studio, Yusef back in studio, Steve Hockaday will be back in studio. We are going to have a full house in studio next week for our finale. And we need you all to be here as well. I thank you guys. Love you. See you next week, God willing. Queen B, we'll see you next week too. Jeff, take us away. You got to get